Once upon a time, in a mystical forest, there was a tiny village where all sorts of magical creatures lived. Among them was a grumpy gnome named Gerald. Gerald wasn't grumpy because he was mean, he was simply misunderstood. Gerald had never seen a beautiful flower. This was a problem because in the middle of the magical forest was a legendary golden flower. Its petals shimmered like gold, and it was said to bring happiness to anyone who gazed upon it. Gerald had heard all the tales about the golden flower, but he had never dared to venture far enough into the forest to find it. One sunny morning, as Gerald sat on his favorite stump, Mrs. Rabbit approached him. "Gerald," she said in a gentle voice, "why don't you try finding the golden flower? It might cheer you up." Gerald grumbled, "Bah, why should I? This forest is a labyrinth and too complicated to navigate." Mrs. Rabbit smiled and hopped closer, "But it could be fun, and if you get lost, there are friends in every corner willing to help you." Gerald sighed and decided he had nothing to lose. So off he went, through twisting paths and towering trees. As he walked, he hid behind tree trunks to avoid buzzing bees and tiptoed past sleeping owls. He met a chatty squirrel named Sammy along the way. "Hey there, Gerald," said Sammy. "Heading for the golden flower, are you?" Gerald replied, "Yes, but I can't seem to find it." Sammy winked. "Follow the sparkle in the air. It will lead the way." Gerald squinted and indeed noticed tiny sparkles dancing in the breeze. He followed them, stepping eagerly over stones and dodging thorns. Finally, Gerald reached a clearing bathed in sunlight. In the very center stood the golden flower, shining and glimmering like nothing he'd ever seen before. Even more amazing, the surrounding flowers sang joyful tunes. Gerald's eyes widened with awe. His heart felt light, and suddenly, all the grumpiness melted away like snow in the sun. Overwhelmed by happiness, Gerald realized how wonderful the forest truly was. Mrs. Rabbit was right. The golden flower brought a smile to Gerald's face, one he never thought he'd wear. As he skipped back towards his village, Gerald knew he wouldn't be grumpy ever again. From that day on, Gerald was known as the happiest gnome in the forest, and he often visited the golden flower, proudly leading other creatures to its magical glow. And so, the forest thrived with cheerful tales and laughter, all thanks to the grumpy gnome and his courageous journey to find inner joy.